What's up, Facebook? All right, I'm holding to my commitment. Coming live again today for about 10 minutes. I'm hoping to get some engagement in the comments. That way I can interact a little bit with you guys as far as maybe a Q&A for like the last 5 minutes because I really don't have 10 minutes of anything to talk about uh, necessarily. What I put in the title is fear of failure, just because it was something that was on my mind today, and I was thinking of what I may talk about. And I think it's something that holds a lot of people back as far as in succeeding with anything. I think a lot of times people are just hesitant because they don't want to look stupid. They don't want to mess it up. They don't want to. Hey, Dawn Haskell, how are you? Um, they don't want to, um, look silly, or they're afraid to try something new because they're not good at it yet, and they probably will screw it up a little bit. And think of anything you've ever done that you're proficient at, or um, and that you excel at. And when you started, you probably sucked a little bit. you know, uh, Everybody does. And I think what would get you past that fear of failure is just understanding and accepting that it's just part of the process. Uh, Most anyone who's done anything great got there by failing more than others, and they practice, they adjust, and just that's how you get better. You learn from your mistakes more than you learn from your successes, really. Um, I will tell the dogs I said hello, Don. Uh, but yeah, you just gotta you just gotta be willing to fail and and understand that you know there's a book called Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell. I'm sure a lot of you heard of it. I think in chapter 8 is the 10,000 hours talk that he does, and basically it just says don't expect to become an expert at anything unless you've put in your 10,000 hours. And a lot of times we want to learn a skill, or let's say you start a new business, and I know I often relate this to business or building a new business because that's uh, where I've spent my life the last 7.5 years is building a business from home. Um, so understand that when you start out, like when I started building my home-based business, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was excited about it, but I sucked bad. The first time I spoke in front of a room with like, 8, 10 people in it, I was so nervous. I remember standing on my tippy toes a bunch, and one of my buddies was like, "Man, you kept standing on your tippy toes." I was nervous, and fast forward 5 years later, I was speaking on stage in front of thousands of people, and was comfortable with it, and so it's all a process. But I felt insecure at first. I was nervous at first. Fell forward, Blake. That's right, exactly. What's up, my man? Hope everything's good out in Lubbock. Um, yeah, you got to fail forward, and you know, 10,000 hours is a lot of hours, but you have to. How you do anything is going to evolve by just doing it. It's good to be a student at first and learn, but I mean, you could you could sit there. Michael Jordan could give you a class on playing basketball for 8 hours, but until you grab the ball and start dribbling it, you're not going to understand. You're not going to learn ball control or ball handling skills. Until you shoot the basketball, you're not going to develop form and know how to shoot the ball. I mean, you could take as many classes you want on how to ride a bike, but until you get on the bike, you're not going to develop balance. You're not going to learn the skill. So you got to get out there and do it. It's great to plan, and it's great to learn, and it's great to listen and read about whatever it is you're going to do. I know I'm like that. I just completely geek out on something if I'm interested in it. I want to read everything about it. I want to learn all about it. But sometimes you got to get out there and and do it and suck at it for a little while. The old saying, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. Just keep that in mind. But understand yeah, it may take 10,000 hours to become an expert, but I mean, gosh, 100 hours into something, you're going to be pretty good at it. I mean, so many people get into a business and they like give it 5 hours of, and they're like, well, I can't do this. I suck at it. This just doesn't work. I'm like, gosh, you got to give it enough time, and you got to develop the skills, and you got to fail a little bit, mess it up. I mean, let's just say you're dealing with a business where you uh, build a business off like referrals or recruiting or something like that. And just in the U.S., there's 300 million people. I heard one of a friend of mine, a top leader, say one time. He said, "Go mess it up on 100 million. There's still 200 million left over." I mean, you're not going to run out of people to talk to if that's what your business is. But just understand that things come with time, and failing is part of the process. And if you lose the fear of failure and just have faith that it's all going to work out and those skills will develop in time, then it just, you embrace it rather than being afraid of it, and kind of laugh at it, like, man, I really screwed that one up, and then learn from it. Say, all right, here's what I could have done better. Or if let's say you're making a phone call to somebody, record yourself and then go back and listen to it. And sometimes when you hear how many times you say, like me, I watched this Facebook Live that I did yesterday because I haven't done one in a long time. And I'm like, I bet I sounded ridiculous. And I kept saying, between sentences. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize I said, so many times. So I can work on being more concise and articulate when I speak. And we're just always improving. So, that's just something I was thinking about today. You hear that? See, I hear myself doing it now. But so, that's just part of it, though. You just gotta laugh about it and grow every day. And what you don't want to do is compare yourself to other people. See, Peter Voog, you guys know how close we are. One of the things he says is, comparison is the root of all misery. Meaning, like, if you're comparing yourself and your results to other people, it's gonna cause you to either be discouraged or, depending on who you're comparing yourself to. Honestly, you can compare yourself to someone who's not doing so great, and then it makes you feel like cocky. And then you can compare yourself to someone who's doing way better, and then it's going to make you feel discouraged. Honestly, there's just no reason to compare yourself to anyone. One thing you definitely want to do is stay humble throughout the entire process, because God will definitely humble you very quickly if you don't. And I know that that's not theoretical in my life. I've learned that from experience. But so it's just stay humble, grow yourself every day, but just try to be stronger tomorrow than you were today. Don't worry about anyone else. Just be, whether that's intellectually stronger, spiritually stronger, physically stronger, a little bit healthier, just whatever it is. Just do simple daily discipline. Simple daily disciplines will compound over time, and you look back a year from now and you're like, wow, I'm a different person. Especially when it comes to personal development and associating with other people and reading books, and you'll really expand your mind. It's like plastic, not elastic, meaning, if you stretch elastic, it'll come back to its original form. But if you stretch like a plastic bag, it's never going to go back to its original form. That's kind of how your mind is. Once you're enlightened, once you're aware of new things, you can't go back and just forget that you know that now. A lot of people just don't know what they don't know. So once you start learning and associating, I didn't see if there are any questions. I didn't realize it didn't scroll. What's up, Rich? My boy. What's good? All right, no questions. Good. All right. Plus, I rambled on. I tend to do that. I'm like, I'm not going to talk long. I don't have much to say, and then I go on here and ramble for over my 10 minutes. But it's just, I kind of lost track. I forgot what I was saying. But as long as you just grow yourself daily, one thing I have to do to make a decision to grow or to change is I got to almost feel disgusted of where I'm at, and I do. And it's not like that I think I'm better than where I'm at. It's just you don't want to settle, and you don't want to lower your standards, and you really have to understand that you're God's highest form of creation, and you're capable of anything and everything that you want to achieve. So don't lower your standards to be like, well, this is just all I'm worth, is what I have right here. Or maybe I was just designed to go to work, pay bills, and die. Come on. No, you're not. You're worth more than that. You're capable of more than that. You're capable of whatever dreams and desires that God's placed in your heart. You just got to go get them. And you have to become the person, I think I said this yesterday, that can achieve them. So if you continue to grow to your God's given potential every day, you have a much better chance. So get disgusted of where you're at. Make a decision to get on the right track and be stronger tomorrow. Don't, I'm gonna this and I'm gonna that. Um, that's I'm I'm pro gun, but I'm anti gonna. I don't know if that makes sense, but come on. I mean, I'm gonna. When you do that, man, you just got to do it. Just make the decision and get it done. I'm getting fired up now because it's just life is so freaking short, and if we just make a decision and just start micro habits, say, you know what, every day I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna wake up 30 minutes earlier. I'm gonna go walk around the block and do 10 push-ups, or I'm gonna drink a big glass of water, stretch and pray. I'm gonna write down my goals. Just doing little things. I'm gonna read 10 pages in a book. Um, I'm gonna sit down and be intentional for 30 minutes with my children, asking them how their day went. What's on your heart. Maybe separating your children, asking them, hey, is there anything that you want to talk about? Because sometimes we get so distracted in life that some of the important things or the habits, the good positive habits that we can create in our life, we miss them. They become blind spots because there's so many other distractions in our life. So maybe figure out a few micro habits that you can create and that you can do on a daily basis, and then ultimately they'll become major habits in your life that will change the direction of your life and cause you to move in that positive direction to where you want to end up. And I mean, we can always improve. Everyone can. No one's perfect. No one is perfect. So that's all. That's all I got. Be humble. Let me see if there's any questions. Be humble. Thanks, Rich. I appreciate the kind words. Did you have a mentor? Okay, look, Brian Peacher. Did you have a mentor that held you accountable, that kept you accountable daily as you were moving up the ranks? I did have a mentor, Byron, to answer your question. But he didn't necessarily hold me accountable as much as I held myself accountable to mentoring with him. And one of the things someone asked me yesterday on my feed, she said, "Well, how do you find a mentor? I can't find a mentor." You can find a mentor. There's somebody that you can find that if you earn their time and deserve their time, maybe work hard, maybe get around them and add some value there to that relationship, you can earn their time to where they may not have a vested interest, or they might, depending on the business model that you're a part of or where that mentor is in your life. But to answer your question, Byron, too, along with hers yesterday, is hold yourself accountable to mentoring with that person as often as possible. But here's the big part. It's not just listening to them and learning, but rather applying the things that you learn and executing those things. A lot of times, and kind of like going back to the Michael Jordan teaching basketball, a lot of times we learn from these people, but then we don't apply. Our willingness to learn may be really high, but our willingness to change is very low. And that teachability index, if your willingness to learn is at a 10, but your willingness to change is at a 0, 10 times 0 is 0. Nothing's going to change in your life. You have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to change. So that's extremely important as well. So, if you want your results to change, you have to change. I mean, I quoted Jim Rohn yesterday. I'll quote him again. He said, if you want things to change, you got to change. And just the biggest thing with a mentor is not saying what they say, doing what they do, as much as learning how to think like they think. When they suggest a book that they read that may have made a major impact on their life, don't just say, oh, that's okay, cool, I'll have to read that one day. No, that's the I'm gonna thing. No, go on your phone, order the book. It'll be at your house in 3 days. read the book, or go on your iBooks, download it and start reading it on your phone, or download the audiobook if that's how you have to do it, but absorb that information, because obviously if they're telling you it made a difference in their life, it's worth listening to. And if that person took the time to develop and write that book, think of the people that write these books. I mean, millionaires, billionaires, successful people that have done these, you know, put these books together. They've spent years sometimes putting that information, summarizing all their thoughts and wisdom, and putting it into a little book that costs $15, and people won't even buy the book and read it. That baffles me. So that's one way you can grow, is reading. But I spoke enough today. I don't want to run out of content for my 10-day commitment. So I'm going to hop off of here. But thanks for the question, Byron. John Hunt, doing well. And, life is good. I'm blessed. And our prayers go out to everybody right now. And I think things are going to ease up soon. I'm curious to see how it all plays out, but I am grateful to have a way to, build a business from home. And I don't talk about it too much, just because I don't want to sound insensitive about, people not being able to work, because, it sucks. I mean, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stress right now, but there are ways to, create an income from home. And, what I'm doing, and there's lots of options. So, if you are bored or looking for something, reach out to somebody, find somebody to connect with. You don't even have to be building a business, but just find some people that you can hop on a video webinar with and connect with people and have good conversations. It'll help the time pass and maybe ease up on this stir craziness, or feeling, stressed of being trapped at home. But I think it'll all ease up soon. And I think the second half of this year, Q3, Q4, I think it's going to be exciting. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning in today. I love you guys, and it's a pleasure always to connect with you guys. And I'll be back on here tomorrow. So I look forward to chatting some more. So y'all have a good one, and God bless. Take care.